Hi there. Today we're here at the lovely Fort Canning Hotel in Fort Canning Park. Behind me is the Glass House. This is a really beautiful venue for events. It's often used for weddings. It's so picturesque. This is in the heart of Singapore, this park and this garden. Some historic value around this place. And look at this beautiful little garden and koi pond. It's good for the feng shui, good for the energy, but it's just lovely. Some little running water and fountains. And I love looking at great venues that we get the privilege to work in and so on. But I love this also as a metaphor. Often our work has been referred to as, the visual work is like creating stepping stones to help get to the other side. So stepping stones of clear ideas and value, actions and purpose to help us move forward into a conversation to the next stage. And what does that mean for a group and so on. So that's kind of just a metaphor. But we're here in the context of a program called the Human Resource Leadership Program by HCLI. This is a 5-day immersive event where groups have been working hard, brainstorming and going into deep discussions with groups on leadership, on sustainability, on disruption, on innovation and change. Yesterday they had an on-site visit to the Google office in Singapore to understand innovation and culture, and how the questions are, how do we, what can we bring into our, to create a culture of innovation and engagement into our HR practice. And certainly some of the questions are around disruption and change in technology and communication, how that affects communication in an HR context. How do we keep communication more people-centric? Because technology takes it over so many of our functions of, the conversations in one-to-one and so on. So, these are some of the challenges and trends and opportunities around transformation, change, culture, mindset, talent, and so on. So, on day 5, today, we did a short session on the future agenda. And what that meant is looking at all of this learning, all of these questions, challenges, and insights and reflections, and how do they put that together into a meaningful way. So we create, of course, a visual map. So we started them off with simple tools, one by one, doing simple drawing to get them ready, elements, building blocks, icons, stories, models, and so on. And then they created a learning map that summarizes their reflections, their takeaways, their goals, their challenges. As a leader, it's important to keep these ideas in front of you so you can refer back to it. You can do more sophisticated goal setting later and planning, but to share with your team and with your boss to say, here's what's really going on and here's what we take away from that day and here's what I need to keep in front of me and focus on. So they each created their own individual vision map with images that appeal to our right brain. Emotional communication is the key to change and impact. One lady after the first activity said, I think this has brought out the worst in me. And then about 20 minutes later, after a few other activities, she said, I think I've achieved a quantum breakthrough. So that was great. I love it. So we set up these things to sort of engineer a little bit of a breakthrough because that's also important, to overcome that little adult conversation that says, I can't draw and therefore I'm not going to try. So part 1 is that. We got them draw a map. They put it up on the wall. They share those stories. And then part 2 is they were having a discussion right now with a senior government leader, and the discussion is on what are our key learnings from this event, and what is one question that we have for this senior leader about the future of HR in Singapore. So the visual tools and templates help them to frame up that conversation in a more meaningful way to have a better discussion and takeaway from the day. So that's our session today, the future agenda. Think about how you can frame your ideas for yourself, a learning map, a guide using simple visual frames, models, metaphors, icons, a simple roadmap. Keep it all on one page, a great tool to share with yourself and your team, and to frame conversations moving forward into important events and meetings. So, there's our visual business minute for today from the beautiful Fort Canning Hotel here in Singapore. Till then, take care.